one at. Now the same topic is why no one is standing next to the victims at terror control in Iraq at all. Is not something very funny. Why is it hysteria and the tyranny of terror and an empty muscle and is pursuing a very simple citizen who does not have anything, no position, followers, or any money? What happens is like a coward holding he disobeyed and went to hit a dead lion so that others would see him and fear him. Perhaps here is the same thing, the victims at terror control, they are nothing. A hidden god for them is just a lie. This filth is only one of the members of the terrorist organization, one of them, and they are the one who gave orders to him to continue lying and claims that he is a god for the victim, or with it all he represents him or all the money and property that he has is for the victim, also the position that he has and the followers. All this is a lie that has no truth at all. Also, all that is said about that he gave help to the victim is only lies, meaning, for example, he calls some food, and if the victim searched for junk he would find better than him, and Ma also called some very trivial money, which is like a pocket bank given to a child in kindergarten, and this money is by the victim asking for help from other people or begging completely in the full sense of the word. Of course, even these very trivial things that are of no use in anything and their lack are much better than their heirs. It is not given to the victim by orders from terror only, and it is almost like this video clip in which we see the predator giving a simple rest to the prey. He estimates its period and then returns. 2 out here. Whenever lies about giving his help are published, it is a lie, as it does not benefit in any way. It is also done after orders from the gang only. It is their theory of possessing a weapon and gathering true followers. He leads them himself, and he is the one who gives orders to them, and with this the dead lion returns to life to peel the skin of the coward that he was striking with when he was dead. It means that this cussed gang will lose and that no one has ever stood in its face before in all parts of Iraq have not faced a real force that is not from it. He tricks its leader means an independent power from it that works with different laws and as a separate record from it. This is the terrifying nightmare of this terrorist gang, and therefore it destroys everyone who looks to him as a danger before he moves with something, even for as it kills every friend person for the countries of Europe and theirs because of their theory of them as well. This gang invented a dirty trick and trap when it created a group of its subordinates and made it falsely claim that they are against them or with America and European countries, or there than in Iraq, and so many friends of these countries in Iraq fell into this disgrace. Because they are simple and do not have any military experience, they did not notice that this group works with the same laws of terrorist gangs. Also theirs are one, and also the presence of the elements of the homosexual security agent group. They are present in both of them, and all of these are evidence proving that it is a trap and not a reality at all. 3. Before I start the main topic, I want you to know something about the victims at brain control and about the gang. First, this is a terrorist gang that hides itself after him, persuaded him while taking the Church of the Bible as a place for it, but it wears a variety of convictions, including that they are a human rights organization, other organizations, an organization affiliated with the United Nations, an international organization, a party organization, a mass organization, or a security organization that affixes itself to security in order to exploit weaknesses in the Iraqi society, which thinks that every policeman, for example, represents the law and does not know that there are others who dissolve security features. There are also corrupt elements in the security services who act alone and have been recruited for this gang as well. The same thing in the institutions of another country. The important thing is that this gang has a special way in it to work. For example, there is a director of Iraq there, and he is an intelligence officer from the days of the previous regime, who made himself change his religion and entered the Bible Church in Iraq. This is the director of the gang branch in Iraq, or the gang, and this he had an intelligence network and he chose elements of it and made them also play the same game. It was the entry into the Church of the Gospel with him, after which he gave to them each of them his governors in Iraq, so that he would have a command according to the falsehood that it is from the Holy Spirit. These are the directors of the branches of this organization. Their then branch understood that everyone has his own gang in the government that he has here. They focus on them. For that, they hide themselves and exploit the bodies of other people in order to become their own bodies or scapegoat form, and they throw the responsibility on them all here. These bodies are victims at brain control, and this is the distinctive gang method here. He kills and does all kinds of evil and bears responsibility on his behalf, unless he is a donkey or a fool. Of course, unfortunately, this is very true. Most of these victims aren't foolish, very stupid, and there are also mental illnesses and mental contractions. There is something else, which is that this gang has a recognized code of all kinds of swindles and fraud in that they deceive the victims in the church of the Bible and make them believe that God gave them authority or influence, or they became something very important and they had an opinion and people became imitating theirs, or they are a symbol or a role model, or they got a sacred organization from God. But there are conditions that came with the fund, and it is that the victim should not take any money from her, meaning only thieves and terrorism are the ones who take the money, while the victim remains looking only to throw a sale at food scraps in order to compete with the catches and whoever reaches them first. There are also other conditions, which are the unseen game, which is also a trick that the branch manager benefits from only because he is the one who will make himself the victim's secretary and make her the director while he is the manager. Here is a legal stopping point, perhaps unfortunately. It becomes against the victims, and do they know this or do not hear anything about it? I mean, did they know about such an organization as well? Did they know that the victim's family and friends have become members of it, and the victim's family's home has become the place of the organization too? There are some real victims.
He must seem to you, sir, your loyal servant. In fact, we have come to believe he may be plotting your death.
Six out they are very similar to those who found missing a frog completely. They are so stupid as to imagine that they found a treasure and this secret must be hidden. On whom she might want to benefit, and she will be confused about how to save herself. Of course, I noticed some of the victims at Valhalla silent and did not declare that they were victims except after they knew that this dream is a nightmare and it is a trap, and they knew that they are nothing and they will not get anything. 7 Now we'll discuss their status, as it is like a foolish person who entered into a gangster role and worked with them, but they did not give him anything, so he decided to leave them. Of course, this is considered a violation of the law, but fortunately for these victims in Iraq, all the state institutions know the existence of this gang, meaning they everywhere, meaning everyone also outside the law, and he is not alone, and also there are specialized agencies who left such a gang of hyenas that walk freely. I mean, the blame is placed on the victims only, and they are said to have gone to them, or spoke to them, or did not hit them or take from them some food, clothes, or some money or housing with his family in their home, while they were members of the gang. They noticed that all the specialized agencies knew. The situation is similar to a period that Iraq went through, which was the spread of kidnapping gangs, and all state institutions knew about them, and the citizen was paying money to release the kidnapped, but the gang was standing meters away near the police control in order to kidnap people. Here is the issue of dealing with them, even though it is a violation of the law, but because of a mistake, the issue has become seemingly normal. Here the same thing. I mean, a gang that uses brain control weapons, and these weapons cost money, no similar to her, and everyone knows this, and no one opened his mouth to say that there are armies of poor people in Iraq looking for a loaf of bread in the heaps of ants, while this gang is playing with Iraq's money. Is this the ruling of the terrorist prophet who claims that the Holy Spirit tells him what he says while he is a liar? Is he who wants to destroy everything?